right to your door. Volkswagen Newcastle, a member of the Docrat Group.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Your hits, your sound, your station, your TVR. Monday to Friday.
It's official. Checkers Foods Kawi Park is our first food store with a halal butchery, bakery and deli certified by NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust. This will ensure high standards and ethical practices across our butchery, bakery and deli from farm to table. So visit Checkers Foods Kawi Park for an exceptional shopping experience that keeps getting better and better.
Join Salim and Nazmeera Mehta on a soul-enriching Islamic journey through India, visiting Delhi, Kalyal, Kashmir, Agra, Jaipur, Ajmer and Mumbai. Departing 31st August, returning 14th September. 12 nights from 46,990 rand per person. Includes flights from Johannesburg, 12 nights accommodation, meals, tours, transfers as per itinerary, Qawwali programs and lots more. Contact Shaw Mehta's Travel on 031-207-6987.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
It's 7:40 on this Tuesday morning. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live inside your radio, inside your car, in your home, wherever you are right now. If you are on social media, If you are on social media, what we're going to say to you now is just look down on the screen. There's a share button. Click it. Share this information far and wide and let people find out and know what's going on in the world around them. So, as we do every Tuesday morning, we get into a little bit of legal talk with our resident attorney, Brother Muhammad Altaf Raoof. Today, a story that was published in the independent newspapers just a couple of days ago with a distressing headline that read, "The collapse of the CCMA, betraying South Africa's workers." I saw that and I thought to myself, we got to talk about this. CCMA and the betrayal of the South African workers. This concerning article details the severe challenges being faced by the CCMA and the consequences for workers here in South Africa. So who better to talk on this topic than somebody who has appeared and continues to appear at the CCMA on a regular basis. He's on screen with us as well, Brother Altaf Raoof. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome.
Wa alaikum assalam, Shah. Assalamu alaikum to our listeners.
Always good to have you in the studio. Before we go on into the subject, and for the benefit of those that may not know, what is the CCMA?
Okay, so CCMA stands for the Commission for Conciliation, Mediation, and Arbitration. So it's a body that is set up to essentially carry out those three functions, being conciliation, mediation, and arbitration. Now, the CCMA renders a free advisory and dispute resolution service to workers. And one of the primary objectives of the CCMA, the CCMA finds its origin in the Labor Relations Act. And one of the main objectives of the CCMA is it's intended to level the playing field between an employer and an employee.
Why is it important?
So the CCMA is important, when I answer this question, I'm talking from a neutral perspective.
Right.
The CCMA is important because labor relations are generally one-sided. On one end, you have the employer who's running this company. They've got all the financial backing, financial muscle, etc. And on the other side, you have an employee who doesn't have the financial backing and the muscle of the employer. And a dispute arises between the two,
Mhm.
and it's very much lopsided in terms of what the employer can do and what the employee can do. So the CCMA is extremely important because it provides a neutral forum
Mhm.
for dispute resolution between the employer and employee, and for the hearing and arbitration of any issues that may arise between the employer and the employee.
So that being said, and this newspaper article that comes out, let's just ask, is the report on the challenges being faced, are they accurate?
Okay, so for somebody who's been appearing at the CCMA for about 8 or 9 years now,
Right.
it is accurate.
Okay.
And the issues that are being faced and the issues that are being detailed in this report
Mhm.
are issues that have been there for a number of years now, and they've been persisting for a number of years. I mean, the issues up to today are still there.
Mhm. Can you give us a brief overview of the challenges that are being faced?
So these challenges, I think the biggest challenge is a lack of commissioners.
Right.
Now, you have permanent commissioners and you have part-time commissioners. Due to budget cuts, the part-time commissioners and even the permanent commissioners were really cut down in terms of the number of hours that they're allowed to work. Because remember, when you come in there as a commissioner, you have an hourly rate. And if you work there for 40 hours, you're charging them for 40 hours.
40
If you
hours.
work there for 25 hours, you're charging them for 25 hours. So when the budgetary cuts came in, the number of allowed hours per commissioner was severely cut. That there led to the second challenge of long wait times. Now, at the CCMA, when you refer a case, your matter must be conciliated within 30 days of referral. Right? So you refer a case today, within 30 days, the first hearing of the matter must happen, which is your conciliation. If it doesn't happen within 30 days, you automatically get issued with something called a certificate of non-resolution.
Right.
Indicating that 30 days has passed, your matter is not resolved, you can now take the matter to arbitration. Right? The problem now arises. You're often waiting 4 to 6 months for an arbitration date to be set down. So you may have a situation where you've been dismissed, you refer the matter today, 4 to 6 months before your matter is heard for the first time, which is a long time. And, one of the things that I've noticed that personally I believe is a challenge is that arising from these background issues, commissioners are now focusing more on conciliation and negotiating a settlement rather than proceeding to an arbitration.
Right.
You have matters where there's a strong case, it's a clear-cut case. But instead of proceeding to an arbitration that's potentially going to last 20, 25 hours, the commissioner would prefer to spend 2 hours conciliating the matter and seeing if we can resolve it rather than proceeding to arbitration. And I personally believe it's a bit of a challenge.
Talking about challenges, let's go back in time a little bit and find out, when did these challenges start?
So I can say without a doubt that these challenges started in 2020 with the COVID-19 shutdown. Right? I remember this quite distinctly. I believe our level 5 lockdown started on the 26th of March, 2020. Now, the CCMA went into lockdown somewhere around the 10th or so of March, 2020. We were sitting in the office, we were preparing for an arbitration the next day, and the CCMA sends out a notification that due to COVID-19 cases, no further matters are going to be heard. Right? And we are now shocked. Right? Obviously, that initial level 5 lockdown, not many people worked, and the side effect, let's call it the side effect of that level 5 lockdown, was thousands of people were placed on short time, were placed no work, no pay, dismissed, etc. Lots of things happened over there that required cases to be referred to the CCMA. Essentially what happened was that from about late March to probably end of May, beginning of June, these matters were not even being processed. And if I remember correctly, again, they only started hearing matters from July. So you had this massive backlog of 3 to 4 months worth of cases that weren't heard, as well as cases that weren't processed. The CCMA was then hit with budget cuts. Those budget cuts now reduce the number of hours available for commissioners at a time when the backlog is greater than it has ever been in the CCMA's history. And it was just downhill from there.
So there's a belief that the CCMA is often seen as a cash cow and an easy way to get money out of an ex-employer. What is your comment on this?
Unfortunately, this is true.
Okay.
I mean, it seems to be a standard thing that you've committed some act of serious misconduct, you've been dismissed, refer a thing to the CCMA, you'll get something out of it. You know, employers often pay what's called a nuisance payment.
A nuisance payment.
Nuisance payment.
Just to keep you quiet.
I'm just going to illustrate that a little bit further.
Yeah.
You know that if you sit here at the CCMA, you're going to sit here for 3 days. You as the employer, what is your RAND value per day? Let's say your RAND value per day is 20,000 Rand. If you're going to sit there for 3 days, that's 60,000 RAND value that you're going to spend defending this case. It's cheaper for you to pay the person 5,000 Rand or 10,000 Rand and let them walk away than it is for you to sit there for 3 days and not get your work done for those 3 days because you're sitting at the CCMA dealing with this matter. That's a nuisance payment.
Right.
And unfortunately, it is very, very common that employees refer these matters because they're going to get something out of it.
Yes.
And they walk away.
So just to end off the conversation, and you've highlighted the difficulties being faced at the CCMA, what in your mind, what is the way forward?
So the CCMA needs more funding. And this is not only the CCMA, this is the judicial system across the board. Magistrates court, labor court, high court, all of these forums are inundated with matters. I have matters in the labor court that have been ready for hearing 2 years ago.
Wow.
That have still not been allocated a date because of the immense backlog that is faced in the judicial system. So more funding is needed. And, we need to move towards a system where you pay for the use of these services. Not everybody may need to pay, but where your cases are found to be malicious and vexatious, you should be made to bear the cost
of it,
of this matter you brought to court or that you brought to the CCMA that's malicious and vexatious, because you've simply wasted the court's time.
Altaf, as always, very enlightening speaking with you. Thank you very much for your time and your expertise. If there's somebody listening in right now would like to get a hold of you and ask a few more questions, how would they do that?
They can drop me an email. My email address is altaf@raooflaw.co.za. Give it to you again. altaf@raooflaw.co.za. As always, might take me a couple of days, but I will respond to you.
Hadra Habib says, absolutely useful information. Jazakallah khair. That's our attorney, Brother Muhammad Altaf Raoof. He is the director of a Durban-based law firm with a specialization in labor law, has his LLB degree obtained from UKZN, also specializing in criminal law and civil law, and is somewhat of a general legal eagle. You've got his email address now. Pop him an email if you've got further questions, or if there's a subject that you'd like for him to talk about and obviously address whilst here in the studio for everybody's benefit. That's it for the show for this morning as well, Nazmeera and Cassim.
Be the best version of you.
To you that's watching, thank you very much for doing that. Remember, follow us on all of the social media. You've got Facebook, Instagram, working on the TikTok thingy as well. So do that. From me to you, as always, do good, be good, have a wonderful day.
Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah.